Blessing and salutation upon our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his entire household, his companions, and all those that are struggling until the day, that are struggling following their footsteps until the day of resurrection. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, the theme of today's sermon is hastening in doing righteous action. That is the theme of the khutbah. As the name implies, righteous action, or let me say action in general, is our provision to the grave and also to the hereafter. If you do something good, it will accompany you to the grave, and that is your provision till the day of resurrection. Likewise, if your action is otherwise, likewise it will accompany you. This thing will have a connection with you. Just like when a person dies, three things accompany him to the grave. They will escort him to the grave, and two of them will return. Your wealth and your family, all of them will return. All the wealth you've been accumulating, legal way or illegal way, it will be distributed by those that are left behind. And you shall be accountable for or against it on the day of resurrection. That is, has to do with your wealth. Your family, no matter the love they have for you, they will never allow to remain with you in your grave for a second. They will all return back home. What will be with you is the third one, which is your action, good action or evil. This is what will remain with you in your grave. And the action, Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to transform it. Is going to transform it, and you will see it in the form of human being, in a strange way, in a way that you ask, man, and if it is righteous action that you sent forth, it will tell you that ana amaluka salih, I'm your righteous action. If it is evil that someone has sent forth, likewise it will also respond to you, ana amaluka al-khabith, or ana amaluka sayyi, I'm your evil action. Like that is why Allah Azza wa Jalla warned us in many places in the Quran, and part of it, He said that, "O you who believe, fear Allah Azza wa Jalla, and let each and every one of us look at what he or she has sent forth for his tomorrow." And ahead of the ayah, He now says, "Wattaqullah." Fear Allah, for Allah Azza wa Jalla is acquaintance with your action. Everything you sent forth, Allah is fully aware of it. For that, we should always sit down and ask ourselves, what have I sent forth for my tomorrow? That is why this is what encouraged me to choose the topic, hastening to do righteous action, because this serves as our provision. For this is a pattern, it is a pattern of the people of understanding and the righteous people. That is hastening to do righteous action. And it is also a sign of righteousness. As Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, He said that race to do good action, race to do good deeds. Every slight opportunity you have, use it in the obedience of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Use it in the command, or in doing righteous action. Something that will earn you Allah's pleasure and the mercy of Allah, which is Al-Jannah. For this world is not a permanent place, it's a temporary place. Hastening to do righteous action is a strong pattern and also serve as a response to the command of Allah Azza wa Jalla, which He mentioned in Surah Al-Imran, that hasten to the forgiveness of your Lord and to the Jannah, of which the wideness, وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا كَعَرْضِ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ, the wideness is like mother the wideness between the heavens and the earth. And he now said that Jannah is prepared for those who are righteous, for those who are conscious of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And ahead of the ayah, Allah described those. الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ, to the end of the ayah. Meaning, Allah telling us to hasten to do righteous action. It is an encouragement for us to ensure, just like Allah Azza wa Jalla is urging us to hasten to perform obligatory duties. Our 5 daily prayers, the zakah, the 2.5% of your wealth that you give to the poor people, you don't need to delay it. When the time due, ensure you give the right of Allah in that wealth. Your fasting, also the poor people has the right over wealth. Give sadaqat. Ensure the word of Allah is above everything. Spend in the right cause. That is why Allah Azza wa Jalla, to tell you how hastening our mother, all the prophets are in terms of doing righteous action. Allah Azza wa Jalla asked Nabi Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was invited, he hastened in responding to Allah's invitation to the extent he left his people. Allah Azza wa Jalla asked him, وَمَا أَعْجَلَكَ عَنْ قَوْمِكَ يَا مُوسَى? What made you hasten from your people, O you Musa? He now said that ماذا قال هم أولئك على أثري, they are behind me on my track. وَعَجِلْتُ إِلَيْكَ رَبِّي لِتَرْضَى, and I hasten to you to seek for your pleasure, just to please you, to please Allah Azza wa Jalla. That was why he abandoned them, and on his behalf they were tested. How sweet is this ayah that Allah narrated the story on his behalf, how hastening he is, and because of his longing to meet Allah Azza wa Jalla, he has to give up everything. And also Allah Azza wa Jalla described the pious believers that they are the one who used to hasten to do righteous action, hastening and as well racing in doing righteous action. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned when he was describing the pious people, the believers, those that don't associate anything to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Ahead of the ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla say that أُولَٰئِكَ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ, those group of people, all those types of people, they are the one who used to hasten to do righteous action. وَهُمْ لَهَا سَابِقُونَ, and they outstrip or excel others in doing righteous action. If I say righteous action, it's not limited to prayers. The zakah, the fasting, going to Hajj, it's not limited to that. All those things are also righteous action. Helping people out of distress, mother, relieving people from turmoil, trial and tribulation. All these things are also righteous action, especially like in this situation we are. People are in need. Help them. Show mercy to them. يرحم من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. Be merciful to mother, to those who are living on the face of the earth. The one who is above the sky will show mercy to you. The Prophet ﷺ has took an oath. ما نقص مال عبد من صدقة. The charity that you give, Allah, that will not serve as a reason for your wealth to be diminished. The Prophet ﷺ sets the most wonderful example regarding hastening and racing to do righteous action, not delaying the race to do righteous action. Hadith that Imam al-Bukhari compiled in his authentic book, hadith narrated by Uqba ibn Ali, who narrated the hadith that one day I was praying behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam Salatul Asr in Al-Madinah, in the city which is called Al-Madinah. He was praying behind the Prophet ﷺ, and all of a sudden, the Prophet ﷺ just stood up immediately, and it's part and parcel of the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ that whenever he ends his prayer, he will turn to his companions. During the adhkar, when there is revelation, he will deliver it to his companions that are behind him, so that the message can be conveyed to the rest of the human race. But the Prophet ﷺ, all of a sudden, immediately after the prayer, without any delay, he just stood up, stepping over the people's neck, meaning immediately he has to find a way to pass and go to one of his wife's room, or some of the wife's room, according to the narration. Then they've never seen the Prophet ﷺ in that situation. Seeing him on that day, for his kind of way, for he racing to go to the room, they were surprised, they were amazed. People were frightened by his speed. Then he went to the room and make all necessary arrangements, and immediately he returned back and realized that people were amazed at his speed. فَقَالَ, he, the Prophet ﷺ, now said, without them even questioning him, he said that I remembered a goal that is with us. فَكَرِهْتُ أَنْ يَحْبِسَنِي, and I dislike that goal to remain with us, or to withhold that gold. That was the reason why I ordered that gold should be distributed to the mother, to the needy and the poor. That was what the Prophet ﷺ, that was how he did. Because he is someone who actually believed that even if you don't have today, Allah Azza wa Jalla will not deny him tomorrow. He feeds from what he has. And he never allowed himself to be satisfied while others are not satisfied. Look at how hastening the Prophet ﷺ is in terms of mother spending, which is contrary to us today. By default, human being is stingy. قُلْ لَوْ أَنْتُمْ تَمْلِكُونَ خَزَائِنَ رَحْمَةِ رَبِّي إِذًا لَأَمْسَكْتُمْ خَشْيَةَ الْإِنفَاقِ. If human being has the treasure of the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla, he or she will withhold out of the fear that it will finish. Because by default, human being is miser. Prophet never delay. That is why they will say, Mother, he is Mother Ajwadun Nas. He is generous among people. And his generosity continue, Mother, increasing. The Prophet ﷺ used to encourage his companions to race in doing righteous action. He made in his statement, Badiru bil a'mal, hasten to do righteous action. He said, bil a'mal, doing action, meaning righteous action. Telling them to prepare for the trial, which is like layers of pitch dark night, like a portion of the night. يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ مُؤْمِنًا, a person will arrive at morning being a believer and will arrive at night being a disbeliever. أَوْ يُمْسِي مُؤْمِنًا, or he will arrive at night being a believer and in the morning he will be a disbeliever, because of how people are not firm in their religion. He now said, يَبِيعُ دِينَ بِعَرَضٍ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. He's ready to sell off his deen because of the dunya, because of just the small pleasure in this dunya. This is an hadith that Imam Muslim compiled in his book. In another wordings of the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ made it as a question, meaning telling us that you have every opportunity to do righteous action now. Do it before it is too late. He now said, هَلْ تَنْتَظِرُونَ Is there anything you are waiting for again? Now you are rich, you have the money. Why can't you spend it in the right cause? Why can't you spend it in the cause of Allah Azza wa Jalla? Are you waiting for the poverty that will make you forget? Because nothing stays forever. You are wealthy today. Allah can seize that opportunity from you. وَذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ يَسِيرٌ. It is so easy in the sight of Allah. Are you waiting for that poverty that will make you فَقَرًا مُنْسِيًا, that will make you forget? You are so busy looking for a living, well-being. You have no time to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla anymore. Or you that is poor, you are not left behind. You are poor, but Alhamdulillah, you are healthy and you have the time to worship Allah, to obey Allah Azza wa Jalla. Are you waiting for the richness that will make you to transgress? Like Qarun, look at how he is. Allah bestows him wealth when he was nobody then. But his wealth led him to mother transgression, and Allah destroyed him and his wealth. Is that what you are waiting for before you do righteous action? Or you are waiting for the old age? Now you are young, you are healthy to serve Allah Azza wa Jalla with your strength. Are you waiting for you to be seized with old age? Because old age has implication. Time will come that in fact you stand observing prayer, you don't even know how many rak'ah you have observed. Because already you are not in your mindset already. It has implication. Or you are waiting for death that can jump to you at any time. That is why Prophet told mother, name it as mother, Mawtan Mujhiza, a death that will jump on you. That is the meaning of Mujhiza. Meaning it will come to you all of a sudden without any announcement. Before you know in the morning, and you just hear one announcement, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So and so is gone. It has finished every plan of yours. And you are going to be accountable for every opportunity that you have. Youth age, your time, and everything of yours. Your life before that death. Is that what you are waiting for? Or you are waiting, now you are healthy, you are waiting for the sickness that will spoil everything for you. You will not be able to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla anymore. You are even known as someone who don't worship Allah while you are healthy. Now you have no excuse with your sickness. And Allah will hold you responsible for that. If the mother holding responsible for when you were not sick and when you were sick. Is that what you are waiting for? Or you are waiting for the appearance of Ad-Dajjal, which is the worst of things, which the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that 3 signs when they emerge, if you not have Iman, you cannot initiate, or even if you initiate Iman, it will be of no benefit to you again. He mentioned the 3 things. ثلاثة إذا خرجنا لا ينفع نفسا إيمانها لم تكن آمنت من قبل أو كسبت في إيمانها خيرا. He mentioned them at Dajjal, the appearance of Ad-Dajjal, that is the Antichrist. أو الدابة, or the beast. أو ماذا وطلوع الشمس من مغربها, or the sun rising from the east. Is that what you are waiting for? Hastening to do righteous action, or you are waiting for an hour. These are the 7 things that the Prophet mentioned. You have the chance to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla now with your health, with your wealth, and everything of yours. Do it now. Don't delay. Look at the Sahaba. That's why, in fact, before then, there was for the Prophet. The Prophet also mentioned in one of the ahadith, he said that Badiru bil witr qabla as-subh, hasten to observe odd night prayer, which is even if it's 1 rak'ah or a couple of rak'ah you can offer it as your night prayer, especially the odd prayer, before you'll be overtaken by the pre-dawn. That is mother before the subh, because when subh arrives, that opportunity is gone. Hasten to do it. Then the Prophet said that if people know the value of mother, calling prayer, adhan, calling prayer, or the virtue of mother, the first rule that people will stand to observe prayer if people know the value of it or the virtue of it. And they have no any opportunity except to mother to play lots or lock before they can get those the first rule or calling of prayer. He said that they would have drawn lots. But because people don't know the value of it, people are not hastening. The hadith is encouraging you to come to the masjid, to race going to the masjid, to ensure that you have the first row. You meet the mother takbiratul ihram. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, the Sahaba among themselves, they used to race in terms of righteous action. Look at hadith that Umar ibn al-Khattab narrated. He said that one day the Prophet ﷺ commanded us to give charity, sadaqah, to give whatever Allah bestows upon you, give it for fi sabilillah. Sayyidina Umar said that the command of the Prophet ﷺ coincides when I have money in my hand, alhamdulillah, when I'm wealthy in my hand, because not every time they are wealthy. But it coincides with the time that I'm wealthy, I have the money. Then I now say, alhamdulillah, inshallah, today since I'm wealthy, Allah bestows wealth upon me, I'm going to ensure that I outstrip Sayyidina Abu Bakr, I outrun him, meaning I will be mother. Let me just say that now, just to race with someone to make sure that I defeat mother Sayyidina Abu Bakr bin Siddiq today. Because Sayyidina Abu Bakr bin Siddiq is someone whom, because of his righteous action, there is a guarantee for him that he's going to enter Jannah through any gate of his choice, or through the 8 gates of the Jannah. You enter through this one, through that one, and so many things. But Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab promised himself that he's going to defeat Sayyidina Abu Bakr bin Siddiq. Then he now said that I now came with half of my wealth. I divide everything that I have, both the cash and also mother, the properties that he has. He divided everything and gave half of it for the sake of Allah. How many rich men has ever done this? How many people have done this in this generation? To give half of your wealth for the sake of Allah. This money I have and my estate, everything, my mansion, I gave it out for the sake of Allah, half of it. But Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab gave it out for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Then the Prophet ﷺ now asked him, what did you left for your family? He said that I left the remaining half for them. Then, coming to Sayyidina Abu Bakr bin Siddiq, he never knew that Sayyidina Umar has given something. Sayyidina Abu Bakr bin Siddiq, he now came with everything he has. He said that, Ya Rasulullah, I gave this for the sake of Allah. Everything. He left nothing behind. As sadaqah. Then, and the Prophet ﷺ now asked him, what did you left for your family? He said that I left Allah and His Messenger for them. Allah will take care of them. He gave it out. He gave out everything of him for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and Allah never deprived him till the time of his departure. You can't say everything because I believe I'm seeing a sign that yes, it is time for us to observe the prayer. I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to count us among those who were able to capture something or were able to get even a single hadith and acting upon that hadith. The khutbah actually encouraged us to hasten in doing righteous action with every opportunity that we have. Health, wealth, the position you have, or you have the means of assisting, give out for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to guide us and to count us among those who hasten and race in doing righteous action. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين. اللهم ارزقنا قبل الموت توبة وارزقنا عند الموت شهادة وارزقنا بعد الموت جنة. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها، فنعم المولى ونعم النصير. اللهم اغفر لجميع موتى المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك بالرسالة وماتوا على ذلك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، الحمد لله رب العالمين. قوموا إلى صلاتكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، ملك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الذين هم من خشية ربهم مشفقون، والذين هم بآيات ربهم يؤمنون، والذين هم بربهم لا يشركون، والذين يؤتون ما آتوا وقلوبهم وجلة أنهم إلى ربهم راجعون. أولئك يسارعون في الخيرات وهم لها سابقون، ولا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها، ولدينا كتاب ينطق بالحق وهم لا يظلمون. بل قلوبهم في غمرة من هذا، ولهم أعمال من دون ذلك هم لها عاملون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين والعصر إن الإنسان والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم